UFC 223. Just a banger of a matchup, man. Tony Ferguson taking on Khabib Nurmagomedov. How do you see that one going down?
I'm leaning at the moment towards Khabib. I feel like, I mean, he's undefeated. Every time he stepped in there, it's worked. His game plan has never been beaten, and he really does the same thing every time.
Yeah.
The only time we've seen him slightly vulnerable was that first round against Michael Johnson, where he got caught for a second. And I think that if Tony Ferguson is going to win, it's going to be one of those kind of situations. It'll be, that crazy switch step forward that he does when he's throwing his 1-2 that catches people by surprise. It'll be a wild spinning elbow as he's defending a takedown, or it'll be something crazy off his back, something that Khabib's not necessarily prepared for because he doesn't have that very free-flowing, creative 10th Planet style to work with. He's got a very disciplined, fundamentally sound approach to grappling, whereas obviously Tony Ferguson, he can pull things out of his back pocket that you've never seen before. So there is a danger element there for Khabib, but the steamroller that is Khabib is pretty hard to defeat for anybody, I think.
Yeah. I just find it interesting, Dan, and we're spending a few minutes with you on this because it'll probably be the last time we talk to you before the fight. I'm going to be interested to see which experts get behind Tony Ferguson and make a case for him to win this fight, because on paper, I believe him to be the most accomplished UFC lightweight of all time with these 10 consecutive wins, the 5-round win over Rafael dos Anjos at altitude, no less. And I'm excited to hear people make the argument for Tony Ferguson because, candidly, most experts like yourself and Kenny that I trust, in a landslide, Dan, everybody's picking Khabib in this fight.
It's understandable, though, with Khabib's style and physiologically as well, if you think about how these two guys match up. So Khabib wants to stay very close to you, wants to tie you up, he wants to smother you, he wants to, one of my favorite phrases, and I've stolen it from Dan Carlin's Hardcore Histories, he wants to use the fence and the canvas as an anvil and hammer his opponent against it. And when you're as tall and as lanky and as long-reaching as Tony Ferguson, space is your friend. We always talk about a reach advantage. Stefan Struve's got the longest reach in the UFC, but that's not been an advantage when he's faced Roy Nelson and Mark Hunt, who have been considerably smaller. It's all about perspective, and Khabib can nullify that reach advantage by smashing him into that corner and giving him the Mark Kerr treatment. And if he does that, it's going to be very difficult for Tony Ferguson to do anything off of his back. It's much more of a Frankie Edgar Yair Rodriguez type of situation, but obviously on a much higher level when it comes to grappling.